Hello, welcome to another Cook With Me gluten-free. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome. I make things that are gluten-free. I try things that are gluten-free. So if that's something that you think you might like, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. And feel free to comment down below if there's something that you want me to make or try. Let me know. I will certainly do it. So today I'm on a quest. After last week's, I'm just going to say it, debacle with the chickpea pasta, the stovetop mac and cheese, I was on a quest to find a mac and cheese that you can make in 10 minutes, something that's quick, that actually tastes decent. Yes, Southern style mac and cheese baked in the oven is always the way to go. But sometimes we don't have time for that, right? And we need something quick. So I'm going to try one more time. Not that recipe, but I found a box mac and cheese made by Annie's, gluten-free, rice, pasta, and cheddar. Now, I've tried the Annie's microwave version, like the quick microwave version, but this one is in the box. And what's interesting is it requires you to kind of make a roux after you drain the pasta. And that was intriguing to me. So it may taste a little bit better. It says yum in 9 minutes. So it meets my quick criteria. So that's good. After the pasta boils for 7 to 9 minutes, we drain the pasta and set it aside. Then in the pot, we mix the milk, the butter, and the cheese sauce. Then you add the pasta back in. So might this be the answer to a quick and tasty mac and cheese? I don't know, but let's find out. My water is already set to boil. The exact amount of water that they recommend is 6 cups. I sort of play that by ear. I always add salt. This is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt to my water. It is not in the instructions to do so. Just something that I do when I boil any type of pasta, unless it specifically says not to. So again, we're going to boil the pasta for 7 to 9 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and open this and take a look. This is rice pasta. Now, Annie's does a really good job, I think, with a lot of their items. When I tried the quick microwave version, the single serve, I thought it was pretty good. It comes with the classic packet. This is what's going to help us make our roux after we drain our pasta. And then it's the classic rice pasta. I'm sure, very starchy. So I'm going to let this water come to a boil. But in addition to the pasta, this is 3 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter. Once the pasta is finished boiling, I will be back to make the roux and see how we do. Okay, my pasta is draining. I am putting this back onto my pot, back onto the warm stove, and I'm going to melt our 2 tablespoons of butter. My burner is already on medium heat, but I'm going to reduce that just a little bit. Now, while it's draining, I'm going to go ahead and open up my packet of cheese sauce. Oh, that's a little messy, isn't it? So that it's ready to go once that melts. So then this is 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, per the instructions, the butter is actually optional. So you don't need the butter. It says for a richer taste. Well, who wouldn't want a richer taste in their mac and cheese, right? Okay, 3 tablespoons of milk. This is 2% milk. I'm sure you could use, a nut milk or one of your homemade milks if you wanted to. Now I'm adding in the cheese sauce, and I'm going to create a little roux here. I'm going to keep stirring because I'm afraid this is going to get a little bit lumpy. All right, stirring, stirring, stirring. I'll show it to you. You can kind of see from the side, but it's actually cooking down pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. It's not clumping up a whole lot. I'll give you a quick peek. You can see it's got a few lumps in it, but they're cooking right down. I've never had a mac and cheese out of a box that has you make a stovetop roux like this. So this is probably a good sign. As for my pasta, I set my timer for 8 minutes and ended up cooking it for the full 9. The box says 7 to 9. I did turn my heat down on my on the stove. Now I'm turning this kind of to the side because I don't want it to burn. So I'm kind of lifting it up so it's getting a little bit of the heat from the burner, but not too much. I probably could put this all the way on low. Honestly, I bet I could just turn it off. Let's do that. Let's turn it off. And it's thickening up nicely. You can see that. It doesn't seem like a whole lot to cover the pasta, but it seems like it's nice. It's not clumping up, so I like that. Let me grab our pasta and I will be right back and we will mix this all together. I've got our pasta and I am putting it right back on that warm burner. Let me just dump all that in. Set this off to the side. I had one jump out on me. Okay. Now I'm just going to mix this right up. And again, my burner is still warm. It doesn't have as much covering as maybe a Kraft mac and cheese, but take a look. It looks good. There's no lumps, no clumps. And I don't believe it says to let it rest. I think you can just serve. It says, yeah, add cooked pasta, stir well, and serve. Easy enough, right? So I'm going to give this a good stir, and then I'm going to give it a taste. Is this the stovetop quick mac and cheese that we're looking for? We're going to find out shortly. Just a quick reminder, we made Annie's gluten-free rice pasta and cheddar mac and cheese. This is supposed to create magic in 9 minutes. All right, Annie, let's see what you're given. Let's take a close-up look. I mean, it looks pretty good for a box mac and cheese. It's giving me old school Kraft when I used to be able to eat Kraft mac and cheese. All right. After last week, I'm a little bit nervous. Here we go. It could use a little bit of salt. The noodles are okay. They're a little bit gummy. Definitely reminds me of the Kraft flavor. Let's take one more bite. Let's take one more bite just to confirm. I mean, I could do it. It's probably 5 or 6 out of 10. The noodles taste a little bland to me. Like I said, maybe a little salt and pepper, and they're a little gummy. I think that I probably could have gone another minute on boiling the pasta, but overall, especially if you have little ones, I think this would do it. I think it would be okay if you're just making some chicken, something easy for dinner. You could serve this on the side, and I think it would be just fine. I don't think that even folks who aren't gluten-free would question it. Would I add more seasonings? Absolutely. And possibly even a little sour cream, a little extra cheddar cheese to kind of kick it up a little bit. That would make it taste a little bit more homemade, but you're not so bad, Annie. She didn't disappoint. Well, thank you for joining me on another Cook With Me gluten-free and letting me explore this quick mac and cheese option. We're not going to have mac and cheese on here for quite some time unless I hear about something that is absolute magic, and I will share that with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you want me to make or try. I will see you back here again next week. Bye.